Good morning, afternoon, or evening. This video is going to cover the spiral review types of problems that you'll see on the percentages worksheet that you received. So we're going to review some discount types of questions along with some questions related to tax and some other percent problems. So the first question that I have here is very similar to number 1 on the spiral review worksheet that you received. So if you're having trouble with number 1, this is a great problem to take a look at and listen to. So number 1 says Lucas is buying a new pair of wireless headphones that cost $129. He has a coupon for 15% off the original price. Find the price after the discount. Show your work in the space below. So we're looking at a discount here, and we're looking at a discount of 15% off. Our original price is $129. Now, the way we presented this in class previously was we took 100%, which is full price, and we subtracted the percent of discount, which in this case is 15%. Since we're going to take 15% off of the original, which is 100% of the price. 100% minus 15% is 85%. Now, as we calculate, we do want to write that as a decimal. 85% is 0.85. Now, if you recall, we took that 0.85 or 85% times the original price of $129. That will get us our price after the discount. So we'll take a moment and calculate that. 0.85 times $129 is going to get us $109.65, which makes sense. It should be less than the original price of $129. Again, look at number 1 on your spiral review worksheet. It's very similar to this type of problem. All right, our second problem, we've got Callie, and she is planning to purchase a new Chromebook that costs $185. There's currently a sale for 20% off of the price. How much will Callie save during the sale? Show your work in the space below. This is really similar to number 2 on the spiral review worksheet. Now, I want to highlight something important that is bolded here. We're looking at how much Callie is going to save during the sale, not the price after the discount. Now, let's keep in mind that we have 20% off. Instead of taking 100% minus 20%, we're going to write 20% as a decimal, which is 0.2 or 0.20. And if we want to figure out how much Callie is going to save, we just want to find 20% of the original price. That original price is $185. So let's take 0.2 times 185 to get the amount that's going to be saved, or the amount that we're going to take off. 0.2 times 185 gets us $37. Now, if we wanted to figure out the price after the savings, we could take $185 minus $37. It's not asking us to find that here. It's just asking us to determine how much we're going to save during the sale. Now, number 3 on your spiral review worksheet, I don't have a problem like that here because I want you to really think about number 3. It's a little bit more of a challenge type of problem that requires you to think and kind of explain your reasoning. I do give you a little bit of a start with it and a little bit of guidance, but that's one that I do want you to try on your own. It is a little different than what we talked about in our unit on percentages, but it is related to what we discussed. Now, let's get into some tax questions. So number 3 is going to be like number 4 on your spiral review worksheet. It says Caleb purchased a jacket. In his state, the sales tax rate is 6%, like it is here in PA. If the cost of the jacket is $105.90, what will be the total cost including sales tax? Now I'm going to highlight this word, total cost, so it's kind of like our discounts, but I want you to remember that sales tax is added on to the price. So instead of doing 100% minus 6%, the way we did this back in our unit on percentages, we took 100% plus 6%, since sales tax will be added on to the price. 100% plus 6% is 106%. As a decimal, that would be 1.06. Remember, we moved that decimal point to the left 2 places to convert a percent into a decimal. Now, all we have to do is take that 1.06 times the cost of the jacket, which is $105.90. And we are going to end up getting a number that needs to be rounded. We get 112.254. Now we currently have 25 cents followed by a 4. So we're going to keep that as $112.25 for our final solution. Again, it should be higher this time because tax is added on to the price and it does increase the price of the item. All right, number 4 is going to be like number 5 on your spiral review worksheet. Marcus is visiting New York City and the cost of the hotel room is $312. If the hotel tax is 14%, what will be the cost of the hotel room including tax? Again, we're trying to find total cost here, including tax. So we're going to treat this pretty similar to our last question. Something to keep in mind is the hotel tax rate is 14%. So we'll do 100% plus 14% to get 114%. As a decimal, that will be 1.14. Now we are going to take that 1.14 and multiply it by the cost of the hotel room, which is $312. When we take 1.14 times 312, we will get $355.68. All right, our next question is going to be really similar to number 6 on the spiral review worksheet. So it says, Jonas makes a purchase of $58.25 at a store. The sales tax rate in his state is 6.5%. How much will Jonas pay in tax? So this is a little bit different because we are looking for the amount of the tax that is going to be paid. Think of this kind of like the question where we wanted to find the amount that the person was going to save. This is the same idea. Now we will need to round our answer to the nearest cent here, similar to your spiral review worksheet. So we've got 6.5% tax, sorry about that, but 6.5% tax. We want to write 6.5% as a decimal. Sometimes students will say to me, well, that already is a decimal, but 6.5% does not equal 6.5. We've got to move that decimal point to the left 2 places. It's going to be 0.065. Now let's take that 0.065, multiply it by the purchase price of $58.25. 0.065 times $58.25 will get us 3.78625. Now we currently have 78 cents followed by a 6, so that will round up the 78 cents to 79 cents. So the amount that will be paid in tax is $3.79. Now let's see a couple of other percent problems here. Number 6 is going to be like number 7 from the spiral review. Coleman earns $11.20 per hour at his job. Ryan has a job where he earns 5% more. How much does Ryan earn per hour at his job? Show your work in the space below. So what we know is that Ryan earns 5% more. We can kind of think of this like our tax or even tip questions. We didn't have that on the spiral review, but we can think of it in a similar way. So 5% more, I recommend doing 100% plus 5%. 100% being the amount that Coleman earns, plus 5% since Ryan earns 5% more. 100% plus 5% is 105%. As a decimal, that will be 1.05. So what we want to do is take that 1.05 and multiply it by the amount that Coleman earns per hour. So 1.05 times $11.20 will get us an amount of $11.76. So what this means is that Ryan will earn $11.76 per hour at his job. All right, we have one more of these. This problem is going to be similar to number 8 from the spiral review worksheet. So in this problem, Aaron purchased a home 10 years ago for $225,000. Now the value of the house has increased by 65%. What is the value of the house now? So we've got an increase of 65%, kind of similar to the last one where it was 5% more. So what I would do is 100% plus 65%. To get 165%, as a decimal, that will be 1.65. Now we want to multiply that by the cost of the home, or the amount, the value of the home 10 years ago, which was $225,000. So let's take 1.65 times the $225,000. This will get us the value of the home now after that 65% increase, that's going to be $371,250. Hopefully these set of example problems will help you in completing the spiral review practice problems that you have on that spiral review worksheet. Thanks for listening.